So I have an uncanny knack of going to restaurants and then them dropping something new like a week later. So I'm back at Buffalo Wild Wings once again because they have a whole bunch of new things that were not there last time. There were also some other things about that location specifically. A lot of people in the comment section said that's like the worst B-Dubz location. So I'm at a different location. A little windy out here. So this time I'm at a different location. I'm in Secaucus, New Jersey. It's beautiful outside, a little bit windy, but that is okay with me. So I'm gonna get all the new things that they have this time, as well as last time I said I wanted to try that cheesesteak that they have. That supposedly is like one of their best things here. So I'm gonna get that as well. We know their burgers are good. I'm not the biggest fan of their wings. I'm actually not getting any wings, but they do have those new chicken dippers. So I got those instead. Please, of course, you know when I'm outside, the sunglasses are gonna be on. It is bright as hell out here. It is hot, but it's also windy, but I'm super excited to try this. I want to know if this location is better. So I know a lot of people have been saying that Red Robins are closing all over the country. We had 3 in this area. There's only 1 left. Yeah, that one's boarded up and there's nothing left anymore. So rip. But since I have become a fresh adult beverage reviewer, I say that tongue in cheek, I'm going to try to do that when I go to restaurants from now on. So I got, this is where new drink, it's called a blue watermelon cooler. It just looked good. It was on this little menu right here. That's going to fly off if I pick it up. I got to hold it down by a bucket. But this is, it says a tropical escape with salted watermelon whiskey. That just sounded really dope. Little like tropical kind of drinks. Let's try this. Drinks like this are dangerous for me. Even when I was in my heyday as a person who, you know, college student, etc., I never liked to drink drinks like this because this is like jungle juice. I can taste the whiskey, but it's really, really sweet. There is a little hint of that salt in that whiskey too, which kind of reminds me of a margarita, but obviously with the blue watermelon, not tasting like a margarita with that same vibe. But I can tell there's a lot of whiskey in here. So if you're a person who likes these types of drinks, this reminds me of like the jungle juice parties they used to throw back in college. they never ended well. I'm gonna just leave it at that. But this is pretty good. This is my first and my last, as I always say in all these videos. If you are an adult, drink responsibly. Personally, this is not my cup of tea. When I drink, I prefer just like straighter types of drink that don't have too many of the sweeter stuff, but I want to try something different. I'm not regretting it. I'm going to give this a 7.5 out of 10. Yes, I just rated a drink. Just be careful though, because this is sweet. You can't taste it. Jungle juice parties back in the day, bro. I don't know if they still do that, but we used to have parties where we had these like trash cans and they were filled with, I can't see that being sanitary, but they were filled with just a whole bunch of juice and a ton of alcohol. And you couldn't really taste the alcohol. So it was very dangerous, but that's what it reminds me of. I also did get a Diet Pepsi because that's all they have here. But let's wait for the appetizers. It's a good start. Also, I'd like to throw out a quick condolences. I'm sure you noticed by now that my beard is gone. It wasn't by design, I'll be honest with you. I'm going to grow it back. I really don't like it. But note to all the boys out there, men, because you have a beard, but if you're going to shave, please make sure that you have the guard on securely, because I was going up just trying to trim it and the guard slipped, and every person probably knows that when you and you be like, got me, bro. So I had to shave it off, man. But it is what it is. It'll grow back. I'm so used to having a beard that I don't like it. But the mustache, for people who don't know, is something I wore for like 2 years. So I just kept the stash for now. It'll be back, man. Got me. Appetizers are out. So we're going to try these first. These are their new jumbo stuffed tots. Stuffed with bacon, cheddar cheese, sour cream, garlic, chives, chipotle barbecue dry rub. Oh, you can see that on there. And then they have a new B-Dubz dip also. Let's do the first bite with no sauce. What really you get in the beginning, the chipotle barbecue dry rub, really nice touch on the outside. The inside have just ton of this like stuffed bacon cheese potato mix with a little bit of sour cream, so it's really creamy, but the outside is still crispy. Compared to the last debacle I had at the other location, these are light years better. So let's try this B-Dubz dip. It almost reminds me of their like a Southwestern ranch type of vibe. I'm not gonna lie. This costs $10.99 and you get 7 overstuffed tots, but if you're taking the price out of this, these are damn good. I really like that chipotle barbecue rub on the outside. It almost tastes like barbecue potato chips, but in top form. Solid ass appetizer for the first time in the history of my B-Dubz experience. This location hopefully is better, but the appetizer is a hell of a start, and I really like these. I'm gonna give these an 8.5 out of 10. A little expensive, but in 2025, man, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse every time I say that. Taste-wise, these hit. I'm not even joking with you. They brought the entrees out. Like, you can see, I had almost an I'm not mad at that. Like, I'd rather just get my food now, but this is their buffalo chicken dip. So, of course, you have the nacho chips on the side, but it's shredded chicken with a buffalo cheese sauce, cheddar jack cheese, bacon, ranch dressing, pickled hot peppers, green onions, and then celery sticks. I don't see any celery sticks. It says it. Ain't no celery sticks on this. I don't care because I can't stand celery, but one thing that I can't stand is when you have a dip that you can't pick up the cheese because the chips are too weak. And that's already what this is. Like, there's a big layer of cheese. So if you get past that layer of cheese on the top, then you can. So I'm just going to bypass that and get right to this. This is one of those things that I can hear a lot of people. I'll be projecting comments sometimes saying they could make this at home. 152%. This is the same dip that a lot of people use at those parties. Like when they have a party and they make that buffalo cheese dip. So there's like some cream cheese kind of thing in here. So they call it buffalo cheese sauce, but it tastes like that cream cheese buffalo dip that everybody makes. A little cherry pepper on here. For my taste, it's a little salty, but I think all of those dips are a little salty. So you have to take that with a grain of salt, pun intended. But a huge layer of cheese on the top. I would highly suggest bypassing it or just picking it up like this and then getting in here to do it this way. Personally, this wouldn't be something that I would pick. And I gave you the reasons why. But if you're a fan of that dip, this is definitely like an appetizer you share with the table. You'll like this. It's just not for me. Because buffalo cheese dip is already salty to begin with. And you add bacon to it and pickled peppers, which are also salty. But I don't dislike it. I can just feel the flavor fatigue setting in. But there's a lot of big pieces of shredded chicken in here, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Personally, I give this a 6.5, but I could see a lot of people, if you're a fan of that type of dip, really liking that even more. But I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I wanted to try it because it says no. So these are their new chicken dippers or crispy chicken dippers. There are 3 different varieties. I only got the spicy. There's spicy, original, and grilled. I didn't realize there was a grilled. Might have to spin the block again. That wind is crazy. It's weird because that hurricane just passed us and like there's not a cloud in sight today because of it. But it's also really nice, a little windy. You can just tell it's like that aftermath type of weather as a Hurricane Sandy survivor, I guess you could call it. But the spicy dippers come with like, I guess like a spicy powder on it. They just look like frozen chicken tenders to me. They also have a B-Dubz dipping sauce, and I got them with the potato wedges instead of fries, which is $1 extra. 5-piece costs $18.49. This came out to 20 bucks. First bite, no sauce. Not really getting the spicy part. Oh, there it is. Oh, wait. Excuse me. There's a little bit of like a cayenne hot chicken-esque type of flavor to this, but I will give them this, the breading. These look like frozen tenders, and I'm 99% sure they are, but the breading on these, it is really crispy. That B-Dubz sauce, I like that sauce a lot. But this, I don't have a good indicator of what their tenders were like before this, but I can tell you this, these tenders, my only comparison would be like a Wingstop. I like the flavor and the texture on these better than Wingstop's, and that's saying something for me. And with this dipping sauce, it's really not bad. They're pretty big, but I couldn't see myself coming here just to order chicken dippers. It would be only something I would get on the side of like their appetizer sampler. I don't dislike them though. I really like the crispiness on that breading. A lot. Potato wedges. Their wedges are vastly superior to their fries. These are better than KFC's, and I just had those twice. Much more of like a skin on these, so they're a lot crispier on the outside, and their seasoning blend they use on it tastes better. Much crispier. I used to get these salt and vinegar. I didn't this time though, or I just forgot to say it. But dippers are solid. Now it's even better than the damn wings I had last time. I'm gonna give these a higher score than any of the wings I've gotten so far. I'm gonna give those a 7.5 out of 10. Not my first choice of the Buffalo Wild Wings, but I keep saying everything here besides the wings. Like, the wings are the worst part of B-Dubz to me. This is one of those moments where I'm like, to the outside looking in, I probably look insane because I have a table full of food because they brought it all out at once. And I'm kind of just eating and bringing it back, but not that I really care. But finally, this is on their top picks. Everybody talks about it, said you have to try it. This is their beer cheese cheesesteak. So shaved sirloin, New Belgium fat tire beer. So the beer cheese comes from that. American cheese, grilled onions, green onions on a toasted sub roll. I've never had a cheesesteak from B-Dubz, but I have to say it is interesting. I don't really like the way this roll is feeling, but that's why we try things. That is almost a very good cheesesteak. There's only one thing the problem with it. They use shaved sirloin instead of shaved ribeye. I prefer the ribeye because it's fattier. Sirloin, the fat content is 90-10, which is a lot less than a ribeye. So the sandwich, even though the beef has a little like crisped up, like they put it on the griddle, which I do like, it's drier than I would like in a cheesesteak. Now, I'm by no means saying that this is bone dry. It's not inedibly dry, but I like when a cheesesteak is like dripping almost, and it's just missing that. But the flavor on this, it's good. From the beer cheese, which I'm gonna get a little bit on these fries right here. That beer cheese is actually pretty good, man. And the grilled onions. It's a nice cheesesteak. I'm not gonna lie. $15.49, which is cheaper than the chicken dippers. Switch these for the wedges for me. And you got yourself something. I thought that this bread was gonna like be crunchy or dry. It's not. It's really just the fact that the fat content in the beef isn't there. But I'm actually surprised at how flavorful of a cheesesteak that is. I think I've said this a billion times and I'm gonna stand by it. I think I'm gonna have to come here a third time. I got so much stuff because it's a new menu. Now I wanna try the wings here because this location is definitely better. I just feel like their best stuff isn't their wings. But I'm gonna have to come back a third time. Let me know what you think in the comment section. This cheesesteak, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. These fries, I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. Slightly above average, it's just not my thing. I prefer the wedges a lot more. I didn't want to go too crazy today because I had just been here. But again, I've never really eaten in B-Dubz, so this is all new to me. And I think I want to go one more time. So y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. But overall, I think their new menu is pretty good. One really good appetizer. The chicken dippers is definitely more of a target audience, but for people who are more of tenders driven, I think you'll like those because of the crispiness of these compared to what other places bring out. And you can see on the inside, there's a little bit of like that spicy wing underneath the breading. And the B-Dubz sauce and the cheesesteak. We're gonna have to spin the block one more time, but I hope y'all enjoyed this. I'm gonna try to settle up some of this, finish this up. And again, we'll be back tomorrow. More content, men and hand signs. They made it to YouTube.